Welcome to episode 22 of the Catching Up with Kate podcast. For this episode, it's going to be more like, hey guys, welcome back to the Reddit Am I the Asshole podcast. Yes, we are a podcast dedicated to just doing Reddit AMAs and AITAs. AITAs? AITAs? Am I the asshole? Yeah, look, I was gonna do something newsworthy. I was gonna do research, but then there wasn't really anything in the news to do. I guess I could catch you guys up on like some stuff that kind of happened, but really not seeing that much snooze. Oh, so sorry. No, I'm not sick, and I have not been emotionally crying. I actually just had a big bowl of spicy noodles. So that's why I have Kylie Jenner lips and red fucking eyes. Yeah. And yeah, I might be still a little bit congested, so I might need to blow my nose at some point. So sorry if that has to happen. I will do my best to mute myself. I'll just throw the microphone away. Yeah. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Game of the Awards year. Game of the Year awards are rigged. Okay. Shroud. I don't know who Shroud is. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. Right. Things that are new. What's new with me? Well, I actually do have some news. That's nice for a change. There's always something going on with this bitch, as I like to say. I said it last episode, and I'll probably keep saying it because I think it's funny. um, I went for a drive yesterday, and your girl did an hour-long drive on the fucking freeway, the fast road, boom boom, and it was a good experience. Yeah, it was good. I had a good time. I don't know what happened. It was just like casual. I was looking forward to the end of it, but it was great. I think it was very different, and after doing it, I certainly feel a lot more like I do feel a lot more confident. I feel very like wow, that was an achievement. And yeah, I think my therapy has really been helpful with that. Like the therapy that I did ages ago now. Um so helpful for like teaching me how to regulate myself when I get like anxiety, nervous, stuff like that. There were a couple times when I was driving where I was like feeling kind of overwhelmed, like I'm looking at the side mirror, I'm trying to look ahead, I'm trying to keep in my fucking lane. It was so fucking windy that it was like, whew. So there was that to think about too. And then like trying to keep up on the speed. Dude, I'm telling you, I had my phone docked in like the dock thing because I think when you're a learner, you're not allowed to touch it full stop. But when you're like a full licensed driver, you're allowed to maybe touch it if it's like docked. You can't hold it. You can't grab it. There's some like weird specific laws about it or something. Hope that's right actually. Yeah, but I didn't touch it. No, no. It was just docked on the side and I had Google Maps on. I didn't even look at the to be honest, I did not check the Google Maps like at all. There was like one point near the end of my drive where I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna turn over here." So let's go turn. Very, very. Ugh. Um. Yeah, I don't know how people do it. It's crazy. There's so many things to like think about and to like look at when you're driving, especially on the freeway. It's like whoa. I don't know. Like there was some times where I was driving and I was like, I feel like power. Where you're like putting your foot down and you're like, I gotta catch up to this person. Obviously, keeping a safe distance because we love safe braking distances, but uh, yeah, it was just like really bizarre, I think. Yeah, it was bizarre, but it was good and I had a good time. Yeah, it was very, very nice. Yeah, so that was my fifth time since starting the battle pass. So I got to give myself a fat reward last night, which was purchasing Pusheen stuff. You know what was really sad though is the way I was going about it is that I kept thinking like, oh, this has to be like a big reward, like something that I don't do for myself like ever. Like I don't ever really buy stuff for myself anymore. Because we're trying to save up money. But this time I was like, I deserve a fat reward. But I kept thinking to myself, like I was looking at the Pusheen website, like, oh my god, all this, there's like not that much stuff here, surprisingly. I was like, surely you can get like more than this, right? But I think they must come out with new things and then get rid of old things. I mean, I'm sure that's probably just how it works, right? But I was just thinking to myself because like a few years ago, Caleb's mum got me a bunch of Pusheen clothes. And to this day, I'm still like, where the fuck did she get all that stuff from? It was a lot. It was a lot of stuff. And it was so awesome. I think it was like probably one of the nicest gifts that someone who, how do I put this? That someone who wasn't my dad. One of the nicest gifts that someone who wasn't my dad got me. Like most thoughtful. Because I love my Pusheen stuff. What? Sorry, I'm getting my coffee. What can I say? I like what I like. And I'm not like a big on brand person, but if it's cute enough, I'm like, give me that shit. So yeah, I'm still I've got to ask her where she got that stuff from. Did she get it from the actual website? And if she did, like, that's quite an extravagant gift to get someone. She must have got it from somewhere else, but I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I'm actually wearing my Pusheen socks now. Wait, no, that's Teddy Fresh. Never mind. I don't know. Wait, I don't know why I thought this was Pusheen. My Pusheen socks are like totally different to these. Look. What was that? Dude, I'm telling you, cats have been. There's like 3 different fucking cats that keep coming around, and I keep telling them to fuck off, as cute as they are. And as much as I love them, even though I don't know them, they're making my cats wild and out there. As you may know, we have a cat cage that Caleb and I built. Mostly Caleb, but I helped. Yeah, we built the cats a cat cage. It's awesome. It's a vibe. But I mean, at least the cats are like enclosed in it. They can't get out of it. And they have so much room to be out there, which is just wonderful. It was a good project to do. It really was. I noticed a huge difference with our cats once we had it done. Because oh my god, excuse me. Today we learned a lesson not to have spicy noodles before podcasting. Oh god, I really sound like I'm sick. Oh, guys, I'm sick. I can't do any work today. Let's just play Legal Day. Yeah, so we have 4 cats. I know. It's a lot. I love them all though. And so that means they can get a little bit personal spacey. A little bit rowdy. And we used to have one of those like portable cat cages. You know the one where it's like all rods that you like sort of shift together and it has the cat netting that kind of glides on top. It's like fitted for it, like a bed sheet kind of. They're like those pre-made ones you can buy. We had one of those previously, but the problem was that the cats could get into it, but it meant we couldn't use one of our like sliding doors. And then what would happen is Moochie specifically would go out there, and if other cats went out there, he'd be like, "You're encroaching in my personal space. Fuck off." And like it was a much smaller area for them to work with. Now it like cover the cage that we made for them covers so much more area. They have such a wide like square of space now instead of like a small rectangle. So we love that. That's really nice. And yeah, they've totally started being a little bit better behaved. And I like it. Yeah, it's good. Um, let's see. Yeah, so it's quite funny when cats come around here and they stare at the cage and the cat's in the cage, and I'm always like saying, that cat is so lucky our cats are stuck. They're so lucky. Ugh. I think it's like mostly Bella. Bella gets really upset with it. She like multiple times has gone and run up to the cage to go meow 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 meow. Kind of like a dog. Moochie's looking at me right now like, are you seriously airing out our drama? Yes, Moochie. I think I need to blow my nose. Ugh. So sorry about this. This is great content. You know what's hilarious? I was actually thinking, what if I just ate while I did the podcast? I'm so glad I didn't because, look, I'm telling you, these spicy noodles, get them all the time, and I feel like I just get like, I just forget what it's like adding the full packet of like the hot sauce because I do it, and then I'm like, it's not that bad, right? It's not really that bad. It's just the reaction, the nose, the eyes, the lips. Watch out, Kylie Jenner. There's a new hot noodle in town. Watch your back, bitch. Anyway, yeah, so I think that's kind of like what's been going on with me. Um, let's see. Yeah. Oh, okay, something kind of topical I did want to touch on briefly because admittedly didn't do that much research. I saw a clip, and to be honest, I don't think there's two ways about this. This is just kind of, it is what it is. What's been said has been said, and I don't think you can spin it as like a, oh, you just watched one clip. So, excuse me. Um, I've been kind of hype about Kamala Harris. I'm not gonna lie. I like her. I think she's got good energy. She's got good presence, and I don't know how long. It was like a couple days ago. I saw this clip of her doing a new speech. I think some big political things going on right now, like they're having a politics convention or some shit. And motherfucking Kamala Harris goes up on stage and starts saying, we're going to, what did she say? We are going to decide that we will keep funding Israel because what happened in World War II cannot happen again because Israel needs to defend itself. It's pretty good, huh? Yeah, so she basically was like, hey, we need to give Israel more weapons and ensure that Israel can defend itself. It's like, mm, mm, mm. Okay, I know, let me say this. I know that what happened on October 7th was horrendous. I know a lot of Israeli people are very upset about the whole thing because a lot of people know people who died, people who bad things happened to them. I'm not saying that that's okay. Definitely not. No, it was abhorrent. It was horrible. But I just don't see how we see Israel as being like the victim here. I still don't really see it, you know? I I find it very hard to believe that. Despite like, and I know that Hamas has done a lot of bad things. I'm not even pro Hamas, for God's sake. I want there to be peace. That's what I want. I want there to be a ceasefire. I want all sides to stop what they're doing and just be like, look, we got to figure this stuff out. And it was so disappointing hearing Kamala being like, we're going to fund Israel's continued genocide on Palestinians. Oh my god. Oh my god, breaking news, guys. The Israeli army destroyed the historic Grand Mosque in Khan Yuni, Gaza. Or Yunus? Sorry if I said that wrong. Khan Yunus, Gaza. Oh my god. What? And so like I keep thinking like we were so quick. Well, I say we. What I don't know if Australia was really part of it, but I mean, God, I sound like an American. Us Americans were so quick to go fuck Russia for what they're doing to Ukraine. What's going on here? What's going on here? I don't know. It's like we I think throughout history we've just viewed Russia in a very certain light, and it's really not that hard to see. I mean, I'm not saying that it's not for no reason, but I'm just saying that there's like you watch like a media and like all the old movies, you know, Moochie, he's looking at me right now. Moochie, all the old movies, they depict Russians as like they're always like, you know, the Kremlin or something, right? It's like it's a Russian. It's like this it's like a meme, but not a meme. Is it a meme? It might be a meme actually. All right, you know what? Why do people people defend Israel destroying Gaza? Why is it saying I spelled Israel wrong? Is it because it's not a capital I? Yeah, okay. Yeah, you would, bitch, wouldn't you? Okay. Sorry, I'm asking ChatGPT because your girl needs to know some things. Because I mean, I'm sure there's probably like some reasons for some things, but to be honest, I haven't really looked into Israel's side of things that much. So maybe it's worth looking into. You know, you got to get all sides of the coin, right? Okay. Self-defense, security concerns. Many defenders argue that Israel has a right to defend itself against threats. Say what? I have a parcel coming today. Oh shit! It must be the cat stuff. Fuck. Okay, well, if I get up at any point, please, tell my children I love them. Yeah, we're getting into some hot stuff, actually. This is, like, not Reddit AMA stuff. But it's important to talk about, especially because it's just now actually happened in the news, and, you know, I have to say, the amount of disappointment I felt when I heard Kamala say that, I was like and, like, everyone's kind of in the same boat where it's like, "Oh, we had, like, a few weeks of, like, hopefulness," and then it's like, "Yeah. Yeah, I guess that was gonna happen, wasn't it?" It's kinda like you just expect it now, but I don't know. I mean, is it surprising? I guess it's not surprising considering that's what the Biden administration's been doing anyway, so it's kinda like I don't know. But then some people say, like, the vice president just does things, they don't really do that much, they kinda just do what they're told, I guess, so there was always that kind of defense of like, "Oh, Kamala's just doing X and Y because she's the vice, the VP." Anyway, um, preventing future attacks. The idea is that by targeting military infrastructure, yeah, does a mosque sound like military infrastructure? I guess it could be wherever the military is, but right, tunnels used by Hamas. Okay. Historical trauma. Right, the historical context of Jewish persecution. And you know what's interesting now? The amount of anti-Semitism at the moment is crazy. I think we can criticize Israel, but we don't have to be like every Jewish person or Israeli person is like, you know, it's kind of giving Hitler a little bit, guys. Let's maybe be a little bit, you know. Yeah, okay. So they see the existence of Israel as essential to the survival of the Jewish people and believe that aggressive defense is necessary in a hostile region. The Israeli-Palestinian conflict has been ongoing for decades, with deep-rooted grievances on both sides. Supporters of Israel often view its actions as part of a larger existential struggle for survival in a region where they feel Israel is constantly under threat. Hmm. I mean, I can see that. I can see that. Yeah, I do think there was like a lot of times in the past where they were always afraid of like bombings. Israel was always afraid of like surprise bombings and stuff. So like I can see how that would be pretty terrifying to live through as well, living inside of that. Then you think about like all the times when Palestinian people would have like what was it, settlers coming to their homes and being like, "Hey, get out. I live here now." And it's like, can you imagine that? That's pretty crazy. And then they can't even do anything about it. Some argue that Hamas bears responsibility for the situation in Gaza. That's true, citing corruption, mismanagement, and prioritization of military actions over the Gazan civilians. Yeah, I think Hamas does bear a lot of responsibility for a lot of things too. Media and information wars. Yes, we are living in a time where propaganda is so easy. Easy? I guess it's like we're finding out that like Russia's entering the chat again. Russia's like employing bots to like try and create more divide and stuff, and like we're just noticing a lot of different things with like information and how it's being processed and given to us, and there's a lot. I think media literacy now more than ever is so important. Probably always has been. And just remember that we are all very susceptible to propaganda, okay? We're all susceptible to it. Don't be like, I'm smart. That's how they get you. And who's they? They is the propaganda. The propaganda prawns. Prawns? Is it so weird that in chess you have a chess piece called a prawn? Why is that? Oh wait, I don't think I'll be getting the post today actually. No, that's for Caleb. Yeah, we ordered some cat stuff and it's going to his workplace this time, which is interesting. I don't know why he decided to do it like that, but hey, it means I don't have to deal with it. Although I'm not gonna lie, ever since I started working out my muscles, it's pretty easy lifting all those boxes. Mm-hmm. Sorry, a little soft flex there. Not a hard flex, just a soft one. Anyway. Alright, let's keep reading this. Diplomatic and political support. Israel has strong allies, particularly the US, which often defends its actions on an international stage. This support is rooted in shared democratic values, strategic alliances, and political interests in the Middle East. Fear of precedent. Some defend Israel's actions out of concern that failing to support a strong stance against militant groups could set a dangerous precedent that might embolden other non-state actors or terrorist organizations. Hmm. You know, I can see that side too. I can see that angle of things. Which I. Oh, God. Oh, sorry. I hurt my knee just then. Fuck, how did I do that? Anyway, yeah, I can see that. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, it's a trouble issue, it's tricky, and yeah, it is kind of like, what do you do in that circumstance? Because you got the terrorist group Hamas, who, from their perspective, sorry, I'm guessing from Hamas's perspective, they're trying to save their people. I guess it's kind of hard to know because I feel like there isn't really, is there really any media from Hamas specifically? I think the only thing they've really said to us is through their actions, and a lot of their actions have been very, very crazy. So, yeah, I don't know. Guys, white person from Australia doesn't know. So, I'm just trying to talk about what's going on, I guess. Because I know some people don't even know about the, I guess, like the Israel side of things. I think I hear a lot about Palestine, but it's good to get different angles. you know? And I do see some of the things here. Moral and ethical perspectives, just war theory. Some defend Israel's actions by appealing to the principles of just war theory, arguing that Israel's actions meet the criteria of legitimate defense. They may acknowledge the tragedy of civilian casualties, but argue that these are not intentional and an unfortunate result of war. It's a very casual way to view people dying. It's just war, baby. Like, what? I don't know. I don't think I really see that either. Because the blatant killings of the Palestinian refugees has been pretty unconscionable, right? You're like that's not just like, oh, we just had some what is it called? Collateral damage. That's not collateral damage. That's like intentional damage, bro. Really bad. Alright, misconceptions and simplifications, lack of nuance. Sometimes support for Israel's actions may come from a simplified understanding of the conflict, viewing it as straightforward battle between good, Israel, and evil, Hamas, without appreciating the complexities and human costs on both sides. And that's why I say we need to have peace. And I know it's so hard because it's like both sides want to get even. They have their own grievances, they have their own things they're fighting for. Israel's fighting for its survival from their point of view, and Hamas is doing the same thing, I guess, or Palestine. I don't know. I don't really want to say Palestinians and Hamas are like the same thing because I'm sure most Palestinians are very unhappy with the way Hamas has conducted themselves. Like, wasn't there a point where we almost got a ceasefire and then what happened? I don't know. I think, yeah, I guess now that I'm thinking about it, it's like we don't want to set a precedent that we're gonna, if enough push comes to shove, we will settle with like terrorist groups and be like, okay, whatever, you do you. I can see the precedent thing being something, but yeah. But then you also think, well, what can Palestinians do to even get rid of Hamas? You know, it's like the British government is enabling a genocide in Gaza. So everyone is, I guess. Hmm. Okay. Well, I feel like that was actually pretty informative on that thing. I get the historical context of it too. It's pretty hard to not think about it. And so I can see that, especially now that a lot of people are kind of proving that paranoia to be true, even because it's like, since all the whole conflict has begun, or like, I guess not begun, but spurred in motion the past year. I don't think spurred's the right word there, but whatever. Everyone has been very semitical. Everyone's been anti-semitical. Is that even a word? I don't think. Everyone's been an anti-Semite. Everyone's been very, very, very weird about it. And that's not the right way to go about it either, guys. It's really not. So yeah, that's what I wanted to say about the Kamala thing. Kamala, I don't know. I mean, it's like, part of me is like, could you just not said anything about it? But then it's also like, well, yeah, it's tricky because like now that I'm thinking about it, I really am seeing like the whole precedent thingy. But I don't know. I mean, I feel like this is like a different occasion, maybe. I don't know, but yeah. Bottom line is, I just want peace. Oh, in South Korea, a large-scale sexual crime ring using Telegram has been discovered again in recent days. 220,000 men were in a secret telegram room where AI was used to Photoshop women's faces into porn. So Korean feminists are busy. We're trying to make this known overseas. Wait, I don't know why they said that. um, I guess Korean feminists are busy, so they're trying to make it known overseas. I mean, to be fair, this isn't a new thing. This is not a new thing. Using AI to put women's faces over porn and stuff. I mean, even like, I remember when they used to Photoshop celebrity faces in porn, and it always looks so like, it's like, come on, what are you fucking doing? What are you doing, you fucking, fucking loser? So yeah, it's been a thing for a while, and it's pretty fucking. Well, in fact, Secret Man's telegram rooms were discovered in over 70% of South Korean schools, where female students' faces were photoshopped into porn using AI. Girls in South Korea created a list of schools to check if they were victims. This is just part of it. The Korean police are bystanders to misogynistic crime, so Korean feminists are taking risks by infiltrating Telegram to investigate the men. So we have a list. It's average. Someone said how old are the perpetrators, and the average is high school and college. The maximum office worker, the minimum elementary school students? Isn't that like 12, 13-year-olds or something? I don't understand the system of like elementary school, high school, or something like that. What the fuck is elementary school? I mean, I think it comes from a place of like wanting to separate certain age groups, and I do think that that's not a bad idea. They like I think they like celebrate like the 13 and 14-year-olds away from like the 15 and ups or something. You know what? I got ChatGPT open. Let's ask him. What is elementary school? Oh, hold on. You know what I haven't been doing? I haven't been doing my timestamp, so I'm gonna be very upset in a second. So I think a couple minutes ago, what was it, like 29 minutes? It was Korean porn problem. Okay. I'm just gonna say, before the Kamala thing, I was doing a let's go 0000 is the catch up. There we go. Yeah, I was catching up with stuff. I promise we will get to Am I the Asshole soon, but I completely got sidetracked. Okay. Purpose of elementary school: foundation for learning, development of cognitive skills. I mean, it's school is kind of in the name, isn't it? Introduction to school environment. Elementary school introduces children to the structure and expectations of a formal school environment, including discipline, time management, and the ability to work independently and with others. How old are you? Oh, in the United States, elementary school usually includes grades kindergarten through 5th or 6th grade, with children generally starting around age 5, 6 and continuing until they're about 10, 11. Oh, okay. Oh no, then it's middle school. I knew I was forgetting something. Fucking elementary school, middle school, then high school. Oh, okay. Wow. So for us, it goes kindergarten, primary school, high school, and then maybe university if you decide to do it. And we think we go through kindergarten for like a year or a couple of years maybe, and then we do grade 1 to grade 6. Wait, no, it's not grade 1 to grade 6 because you do prep. Or at least I had to do prep. I don't even know what that was. It's like kindergarten, then you do like a year of prep, and then you go from grade 1 to grade 6, and then you finish grade 6 at like 12, and then you go to high school and you're a year 7, and then you go from year 7 to year 12. generally speaking. If you do like the classic way of going through school, that's it. If you want to go through old old tape, that's what it is. um yeah, so there's like other things you can do though. You can do stuff like TAFE. I think I can't remember a lot of this stuff, but I think TAFE is like the thing where you go to a trade school instead. So you do trade stuff. So I think once you reach like year 10, you start spending your Wednesdays off school going somewhere to learn other things. I think that's how it works. I don't know. I don't know. I didn't do that kind of stuff. I think that was for more people who just didn't want to do like year 11, year 12 or something. Like you wouldn't do like the exams, you wouldn't get like you'd still graduate, I think, but I think it was just a little bit different. But you know, it's for different purposes and that kind of thing, so you know, yeah. Yeah, let's see, 34 minutes sc- school. 34 minutes. What is middle school? Middle school. Okay. Hmm. What? Weed porn? Wow, Twitter is. Oh, that's porn. That's actually porn. No, no, we're looking at a different one now. I was looking at weed porn because I was looking at the hashtag cheating. I was like, ooh, what's happening here? One's of a chick smoking weed, and then the other one is, I scroll down a little bit and it's like, that's a man's dick. Alrighty then. Okay, what do we got? Overwatch. Ooh, yeah, I heard there was some drums with Overwatch. Of course, this isn't gonna say anything. So, Overwatch. I think they're bringing back 6v6 or something, which is like hilarious because, oh my god, I just love how much of a shit show Overwatch has been. I hate that game. I hate that game so much. If you ever wanted to know what a hate watcher looks like, it's me, bitch. Especially when it comes to Overwatch. Oh, I hate that game. I love playing it with friends, but I hate it. Blizzard's like, thank you for playing Overwatch, and I'm like, I'm not doing it for you. It's not for you. Ugh, okay. God, I hope I'm actually like audible this episode. I feel like I was talking very quietly. I'm trying this new thing where I talk, but I try not to talk like too expressively because I feel like it helps my jaw. But I don't know. So, do we want to get into some Am I the Asshole? I think we should. 38 minutes. Am I the asshole? Now, I haven't pre-read anything, I haven't chosen anything out, so if I end up reading something that's boring, sorry. Sorry, my jaw is getting tight. Okay. Am I the ass? Am I the asshole? But then they have an H at the end. What does that mean? Am I the? Oh, this sounds like. Wait, hold on. Okay, I want to read this one. Am I the asshole for not waking my sleeping girlfriend? I, 28 male, and my girlfriend, 26 female, have been dating for 2 years. I have a very busy schedule, and I do my best with time I have. I'm often working 6 days a week, and sometimes those days are doubles. My girlfriend is on a similar routine, but we make it work, and in some ways, I think that's why we're compatible. Today, Today, my girlfriend and I were supposed to go to church and have lunch with my mom. It would be her first time meeting her. You've been dating for 2 years and this is your first time meeting. This is her first time meeting your mom? What? If you ask me, that is quite a long time. Okay. I've already met her family. It was difficult sometimes to schedule things, but we made it work. Oh, interesting. Normally my GF works the weekend. My mum is only in town a short time, so she asked for today off, but she worked late last night. I also worked late last night. We went to bed around 1 a.m. Both got off at like midnight. Before we went to bed, my girlfriend asked what time I was setting an alarm. I said 8 a.m. This is where we remember different things. I thought she said, perfect, that's more than the time I need. I assumed she was setting her own alarm. Yeah, why wouldn't you set your own alarm? In that instance, dude, me and Caleb, we always set an alarm for ourselves. Because I think 2 alarms probably works a lot better than 1. And I think when you're trying, yeah, I've got to pause this real quick. When you're trying to both wake up at a certain time, it really needs to be like one person needs to be so strong and get the other person out of bed. That's like how I've been viewing it because it is kind of like that, and sometimes you just cannot get the other person out of bed. So then you just go back to bed. That's what happened this morning. We were supposed to go for our morning walk, but we went to bed kind of late last night. We got like 6 hours of sleep. It was not good. Let's see. She claims to have said, perfect. That's how much time I'll need. I don't need an alarm. That's dumb. I'm sorry. That's dumb. I know there's this whole thing where like people like you should let your body wake yourself. Trust your body will wake you up at 8:30 getting ready for work or like whenever you need to get up for work, probably like 6. Trust that your body will wake you up at 6 and you don't need an alarm. Shut up. Actually, shut the fuck up. You're trying to make me late for work. You're actually trolling. So 8 a.m. comes, I wake up and start getting ready. I pack some things away. 8:30 comes, she's still not awake. I shrug and get into the shower. I come out and see she's still asleep. I get dressed. At this point, it's 8:50, so I come over and give her a nudge. She's furious, wakes up immediately cursing and freaking out. Runs to the restroom, comes out later super mad. I had gone into my living room with my roommate and she yells, I can't go with you, I'm gonna have to drive separate. The church is an hour and a half away. This isn't ideal, but I get it, she's still mad. Why didn't you wake me? I told you to wake me. Yeah, it's kind of weird, isn't it? Because I feel like if we have something on in the morning or something early, like a vet appointment, Caleb absolutely would wake me up if I was like still asleep. I'd wake him up. Are you kidding me? Yeah, I feel like it's kind of sometimes if I'm trying to wake him up, he'll be like, I want more sleep, and I'll be like gentle parenting or start opening the curtains, being like, it's time to get up. And he does the same to me. I think he'll be like, time to wake up, and he'll start like pulling the blanket, which is actually not like terrible. I'll be like, but I think by that point I'm like awake enough where I'm like, okay, I do need to get out of bed. But I guess it can be hard sometimes because I know some people who do not do well when someone else has to wake them up. Like, some people can be like really violent, like in their sleep, and be like very, I don't know, just very weird. But I do think that they can't help it too. Some people. Hopefully, people aren't making that as an excuse. Violence is never the answer. But I do think if you know of yourself to be that way, like people have said, like, hey, I could not wake you up because you would like freaking out. You definitely need to take that responsibility and be like, I'm setting an alarm because I'm not going to put my partner through that. Yeah. Okay, so we get into a fight. She freaks out and claims she's not going to make it. It's a bit dramatic. Tell her if she just skips church, she can leave at 11, but not to bail on meeting my mum. She keeps repeating how she doesn't understand why I thought 10 minutes would be enough time. She's in a state, she looks on the verge of tears. At this point, it's 9, I have to go. Tell her who texts me. She apologized for yelling. She said she's just freaking out because she's meeting my mum for the first time. But she just screamed at me in front of my roommate, and I'm still pretty embarrassed from her. You're embarrassed? I don't know. I don't like. I think it's like there's like a weird carelessness. Like they didn't write like, oh, I didn't wake her up because like I was afraid of to. Sometimes she's a bit of this. She's a bit of that. They didn't say anything like that. They were like, I just looked and shrugged and went, eh, I've been dating her for 2 years. I don't know how long it takes for her to get ready for church. If you go to church, you have to do everything. You have to do your hair. You have to get your outfit on, brother. Okay. So this guy is so sad. Like, this guy is so preoccupied with being embarrassed about being yelled at. Like, brother, please. She just texted me that she's on her way. I just don't know what to say to her. I really don't like how she blew up on me for a human mistake. I need her to understand that wasn't okay. Well, it sounds like she apologized for yelling, but um yeah, that's not appropriate, is it, to blow up on your partner like that? It isn't. And, I'm sure like the circumstances being like woken up, you're in a rush, you're supposed to meet their mum for the first time in 2 years. I just gotta say, like, why did like the way to meet have to be we're going to a church that's 1 hour away? It's an hour away. Wait, why wouldn't you be more prepared? Be like, okay, it's 8:30. We have to leave at 9. She's not awake yet. I'm gonna go wake her up. But no, this guy went and got himself ready and had like a 20-minute shower. What are you showering for 20 minutes for, bro? I thought there was like a whole thing where men are like supposed to be like super quick to get ready, and this guy took like a whole fucking hour. So why did he expect? And he woke her up 10 minutes before they had to leave? Like, what's wrong with you? Alright, update. I didn't expect this to blow up, so let's explain a few things because I left details out. I work at the church under a contract position. Oh, God. The church was. I hope you guys can't hear that. Neighbor thought it would be time to mow the lawn. Okay. The church was not important. I'm not particularly religious. My mother wanted to go because her friends are there. My GF planned on working throughout the sermon. She's a different denomination from the church. She's been down with me before and met many of my co-workers. She was only coming to the church to save us on gas and take one car. I adore this woman and want her in my life. Oh, God. I mean, I'm not saying oh, God to that. I'm saying, like, they're trying to save money. And, oh, God. They're trying to save money, so they wanted to take one car. What? I don't know why that's bugging me so much. Okay. Um, okay, I'm also not ashamed of her in any way. Some of you think I was trying to sabotage her. I realize in retrospect I wrote this in a moment of annoyance. I didn't need to put this on the internet. I want my mom to know her. I honestly want my GF to be my wife someday. We got lunch with my mom. GF came and was delightful. She expressed a lot of remorse for her behavior this morning. She also echoed a feeling of being sabotaged. Oh, and I just hadn't considered that. Sabotage is a little bit of like a strong word. I think it's just like inconsideration or something. Yeah, I don't know. My girlfriend sleeps in. She often gives herself the smallest margin to be at a place. Waking up 10 to 15 minutes before a thing is not uncommon for her. On long drives, she'll do her makeup in the car. I thought this was that. She won't shower at my place due to my roommates, so she wasn't planning on doing a full routine. She acknowledged that past behavior colored this experience. I know I normally sleep in, but I wanted to make a good impression. We were both at fault. I shouldn't have put this on Reddit. Wow. Yeah, okay, I can see his point of view. It's like, oh well, this is normally what she does, so the whole shrugging it off is like that makes yeah, that makes sense, I guess. So he probably thought the entire time she had an alarm. She was alarmed up, but she wasn't. Mm, wow. Wow, okay. Yeah, it kind of doesn't sound like that crazy. It just sounds like a very simple miscommunication. Oh yeah, this dude said what I said. After 2 years together, you should know your girlfriend well enough to know if 10 minutes is enough time to get ready. Some people can be ready in 10 minutes. Your girlfriend is not one of those people. I mean, it's like you're meeting the mom for the first time. Like, yeah, you want to make a good impression. You want to look good. Oh my god. Hmm. You're the asshole. You knew that both of you had to leave at 9, and you knew this would be her first time meeting your mother. This was more stressful for her than it is for you. She acknowledged that 8 a.m. was a good wake up time, and yet you waited until 10 minutes before you were supposed to leave to wake her up. While she's responsible for waking up, it's not unreasonable to expect your partner waking up at the same time to nudge you awake when you two are heading to the same place. Yeah, like I think like a cool thing with us is that if I'm like, oh, I really need to get up early tomorrow, I'll be like, hey, do you think you can help me wake up with you at like 5 a.m. because I've got to do stuff? Caleb absolutely will do that. He'll be like, yes. He'll be like, yes. Yes. Yes, queen. It's exactly what he sounds like when he says that. um, yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, it's just kind of like inconsiderate. Yeah. You're the asshole. You really let your girl sleep in until there was 10 minutes left before leaving. Of course, she yelled at you. She's going to be judged by your mum based off today for a long time, especially since your mum doesn't live close for her to actually get to know your GF better. That's true. It means like this impression is all the more important. So 52 minutes. Am I the arsehole for letting GF sleep in? I don't know why this dude put this on the internet. He just got upset that he was yelled at, which is like, that's fair. She shouldn't have. People were allowed to feel the feelings that we have. It's just the way we express them, which is what we're responsible for. Hmm. Alright, let's look for another one. Am I the asshole for yelling at my nephew after he damaged and hid the doll that my deceased friend gifted me? Not unless it's cursed. If it's cursed, then probably did you a favor. Oh, my ring light just went out. Hello? Hold on. Wait a second. Oh, what? Okay, my laptop is not charging. I repeat, my laptop is not charging. Is my phone still charging? What the hell? I think the block that I used to put my phone charger and my laptop charger in has died. Check this out. Oh. Shit. That's not good. Well, now I can't charge my laptop and I cannot have light, so that's awesome. Really? What happened? Wait, maybe it turned off. I think it turned off. Hold on. Okay. Oh. Fuck. Okay. So sorry about that. Oh my god. I think it also has like a little switch that you can turn off and on to switch it off at the, I don't know, the thing. I think I might have accidentally pressed that or like got pressed on. Oopsies. Just a little bit of technical difficulties. Ugh. Okay. Whoa, new point of view. Oh my god, wait, what is this? Am I the asshole for asking my friend not to whip his dick out in public? Oh god. Okay, I'm inclined to say no, but we'll see how it goes. Context: me, 30 female, my boyfriend, 30 male, and our two friends, Jake, 30 male, and Crystal, 30 female. Everyone's 30. All went to the beach together last weekend. The conversation started at my place as we were all packing for the beach. Jake said that he was going to change into his swimsuit after we got to the beach and people would get a free show. I casually mentioned that he could just use a towel to cover up if he needed to change, as the beach was busy. Not clothing optional, as there would be kids there, obviously. Aside from all this, my boyfriend and I didn't really want to see him expose himself either and made that known. Yeah. He said that sounded dumb and that he could just quickly change and people could look away if they didn't want to see. When we got to the beach, he was about to drop his shorts and I asked if he minded just using a towel. First, he just asked me to hold it up for him, which I didn't want to do because I didn't want to see anything, and it also would do nothing to cover, as there were other people sitting behind us and next to us. Wow. Aside from that, both myself and my boyfriend would not have been okay with me holding a towel for another man to change. It almost seemed like he was actively trying to make us feel uncomfortable to prove a point. Then showed him how to tie a towel around his waist as a way to change while still being covered. Growing up near a beach, that's always how we changed, and I thought that was a normal thing to do. He got visibly annoyed by this and said it made changing too hard and took too long. Oh my god. You're at the beach. What do you care about that? You're supposed to be relaxing. Okay. Our other friend Crystal sided with him and said it's not a big deal to change at the beach, and if people didn't want to look, then they could turn away. Had me second guessing if I was being the unreasonable one by asking him to cover up. Cover up, you slut. After our swim, he wanted to switch back to regular shorts. He just did it out in the open and we looked away. I didn't say anything at that point because I didn't want to fight, but the whole thing made me and my boyfriend feel uncomfortable, and I didn't understand his pushback wanting to just change out in the open. That's a very odd behavior. I feel like once people, especially your friends, express, being uncomfortable, and you don't respect that boundary that people are making, that makes you a bad friend. You should not be friends with these people. Now, the asshole he is, he just wanted people to look at him. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, it sounds like they just wanted to, expose themselves. Jump through a lot of hoops just to be naked in public. Yeah. You can get on a sex offender list if you do that. So even though like a lot of guys will pee in public, I've seen it. I used to live near like this park where people would have like picnics and parties, and a lot of people would drink all the time. And there are a few times where you'd be walking through and people would just be facing trees, pissing on them and stuff. And it's like, you can get on the sex offender list. I was going to say wrist. Riz. You can get on the sex offender list if you do that. Just any kind of public nudity and decency. can get you on a list, pretty much. So yeah, don't do that. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, the amount of Americans here is showing lol. On a beach here, you can just change real quick and get on with your life. Yeah, because it's probably happened in America. Like, what are you fucking talking about? And this person's being like, in my culture, we just do this, and it's not a big deal. Yeah, but when you're in a different culture where that's not normal, which by the sounds of it, it's not normal, then no, you can't do that. If I was to go to a place where that's culturally normal, I would be prepared for that. Or if that triggered me in some way and I felt uncomfortable, I simply would not go there. But it seems like the total opposite has happened here. See, what this is about is where you go, you need to respect the culture of where you go. Like, I think not too long ago, me and Maddie wanted to go to Bali or something. And I had one idea of like what the culture was like. I've never been to Bali. I don't know what it's like. I had no idea about the culture. And I actually found out through a little bit of research. We didn't end up going, but I found out through research that it's actually kind of like a conservative place, and you're expected to wear like appropriate clothing and stuff. Where I always had the opinion of like it was a very casual place. So I don't know, it might depend on where you go and stuff, but it's like you if you're gonna go somewhere, do research. And if you want things to be different, go to a place that's more accepting of this, bro. Like like what the fuck? You're the asshole seen through me and my culture's eyes, and I would personally find it really uncomfortable to be sexualized. It's not about sexualizing, and you're sexualizing him from changing shorts for literally 2 seconds. I think it's actually quite uncomfortable for different people for different reasons, and I don't think it could necessarily be a sexualizing thing. I mean, everyone has their own experiences, and I think, from my opinion, some people have been, uh, what's the word? Some people have exposed themselves to people, and if you're coming from that kind of a background where someone in public has done that to you, you know, like there could be trauma there, could be a desire to just simply not see that stuff. I think that's very fucking fair. And just because that's where your culture operates doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with being uncomfortable with that. Like I just don't get it. You're uncomfortable because you're uncomfortable. Yeah. I think it's pretty simple. And I just don't understand why we have to be like, oh well, it's normal for me, so I'm just gonna do it because it's normal for me. I don't give a fuck about your feelings. It's just weird. Mm. Okay, but here we go. Some other things. Yep, my Finnish, as in they're from Finland. My Finnish ass kept thinking, what is all this fuss about? In all seriousness, I don't think there's anything wrong with changing without a towel. I think, however, that you should have been more considerate when you voiced your concerns. I like that. I like that perspective. Yeah, I haven't been to Europe, but I hear that they must be a little bit more a little bit less reserved, maybe. Is one of the things that concerns me about the spread of American culture to Europe. I don't want our countries to become more conservative. Nudity shouldn't be sexualized. I bet more than half of these people would say that women should be able. I bet more than half of these people would say women should be able to breastfeed in public without it being sexualized. Breastfeeding has a purpose. It literally to keep your baby alive, and so I would say breasts do not have an inherent sexual nature, but then again, also like penises, I guess they have a sexual function, but they also have like a function for like bladder and stuff like that. But then you think about breastfeeding. What happens with a woman's breasts when they're breastfeeding is that if they get a lot of milk stored up, it can become very, very um it can hurt a lot. And what can happen is that you can get a lot of buildup, And if you don't get a release from that buildup, like feeding your baby, for instance, or bottling the milk, your breast can, I think, become like super hard or something. And then you end up literally needing to like milk yourself. It's kind of funny to say, but it's serious though. Like you can get your ducts can get like infected, I think. Like it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. And a lot I think women's bodies in general are just sexualized far more than men's. To this day, I still think, why do men get to run around with their top off? I think I'd much rather see a woman run around with her top off. I mean, like, there's no big deal about it, I guess, though. Anyway, yeah, I think breastfeeding is totally different to whipping your dick out just because you can't be bothered putting a towel over yourself. Or, like, not even being bothered to get dressed before going to the beach. Like, I don't see what the big deal is. Like, just do it. Stop being such a baby about it. Yes, from a European angle, you've nailed it. Bodies are not that interesting. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, and his insistence on doing it in front of his friends who expressed they were uncomfortable or not okay with it makes it a little strange. Yeah, I reckon it's probably some sort of like weird fetish thing, to be honest. Probably is. But, I think the person who wrote that should have added if there was like a cultural thing there, like if your friend is from like culture where this is different, because then that could explain at least a little. There's like a cultural barrier or something, like a conflict within that, but that's kind of all they said, and they didn't really give any updates, so. Mm. Yeah. I'm just trying to think about like myself, like, look, I don't feel like a conservative person. I mean, I draw uh basically porn for fuck's sake, so I don't think I'm a conservative person, but I do think that there's a time and a place for these things. I know at some point in history, like I think we've gone through all these different like humps of going. You know how they used to go to the beach in the olden days, where they'd have like basically full on bodysuits and stuff. And I think we've changed so much, and that now people mostly wear what they want to wear. But like, hey, I've seen women shamed for the kind of swimsuits that they wear around children and stuff. There's all sorts of things about that, and so you know what I say the solution is: be like me and don't go out anywhere. That's a whole other topic, dude. That's a whole other topic. You know something I think about? Why is it that once you become like a mother, you have to suddenly start wearing like shawls and you have to start wearing like crew neck fucking shirts and you can only ever wear like baggy pants? Like you can't wear what you wore before you had kids. It's like, oh, well, that's not inherently sexual either. You're just trying to express yourself in a way that makes you feel good. Yeah, anyway. I have a problem with that. I have a problem. I have a lot of problems with the way that we do things in society. A lot of the expectations, like so many issues. Am I the asshole for not telling my girlfriend about my scores? Don't care. Don't care. Am I the asshole because I'm intentionally not letting my neighbor in because her and her dog sit outside in the dark? Oh, it's an apartment block. I don't care. Um, am I the asshole for refusing to host family gatherings? Because I'm always tired of being the one responsible. Nope, you're not the asshole. I don't even need to read it. Am I the asshole for telling my husband he should have come see me in the hospital? Or juice alert, everybody. Am I the asshole hospital? Okay. Alright, let's lock in. Am I the asshole for telling my husband he should have come see me in the hospital? My husband had just left for work, and I was outside and ended up falling and breaking my ankle. It was very obviously broken. The first thing I thought to do was call my husband to come back. He came back within minutes and called an ambulance. The ambulance took me, he said bye, and to let him know any updates, and he went to work. Okay. Him going to work at this point, I understood, as he has his own business and it's only him and the other guy. Plus, it's a broken ankle, nothing worse. He texted me an hour later saying, "Call me when you get out, I'll pick you up," as if picking me up from work. Okay. Okay, I'm listening. I planned to keep him in the loop via text as much as I could, and I'll admit I was scared at one point because I didn't have pulses in my foot, so a bunch of people came into the room explaining they needed to reduce the fracture immediately. They put me out while they did that. Thankfully, a kind nurse held my hand until I was asleep, lol. Once I was awake and back to baseline, I was in a hallway bed waiting for Ortho, who eventually came to me and said I'll need surgery that night. I asked him to bring me some things, but they wouldn't let him in. He tried but ended up leaving. Why? I think, like, from my experience in surgery is that, I mean, obviously when you, like, elect to have surgery, you come prepared, you already have everything you need. Oh, I guess this person will be doing an overnight stay, so they'd need more things. I think what would happen is your partner would come and they would give the thing, and you'd probably give it to, like, a nurse or something, and they would come and they would, what do you call it? What do you call it, socks? You'd give it to the nurse and they give it to you or whatever, you know? I think that's kind of generally how it works. They don't want random people coming in and out of, like, you know, areas that are important. Okay, once I was in the room, it was late-ish, but I told him visiting hours are 24/7. That's kind of crazy. Come whenever or tomorrow because we haven't heard about when they were to do surgery yet. He said, okay, he'll stop by tomorrow, but he has to go to the bank at 9:30, so he'll see when he can come pick me up. I never said anything about picking me up, lol. Oh. Anyway, I said, okay, I'll keep you updated. An hour later, I text him, I'm going into surgery. No answer. I text him when I'm awake after surgery. No answer. To be fair, it's 1 a.m, lol. However, I later learned he did not have his phone on ringer, and the surgeon tried calling him and he didn't pick up. Oh my god. To be fair, like, it could have been an accident. Like, I do accidentally leave my phone off the buzzer sometimes, but I mean, bro has his own business. You want your phone to work. I guess it depends on the business though. Your wife is in surgery or is expecting to go into surgery soon. Oh, yeah, I think I'd check my phone. Anyway, a week later, oh wait, so he didn't pick up the phone. Fast forward, the next day, he eventually picks me up in the early afternoon. I learn he ended up not going to the bank or anything. He never came to the hospital to see me all morning or afternoon, only came to pick me up. Anyway, a week later, I told him I was upset about him not being there or having his phone on. What if something in the surgery happened and she needed to reach him? He was sorry but didn't know it was a big deal since no one came to see him when he was in the hospital, which was before we even met like 15 years ago. I said that I'm his wife. He should have been there at some point for me. I was scared. I had to have surgery. Anyway, he seemed upset that I was so upset, which made me feel bad, lol. Am I the asshole? Kind of feels like dude has some like weird, some weird unresolved issue that he's bringing into the relationship. Yeah, because surgery and anesthesia is always risky, especially if you're at the point where you're calling an ambulance for a broken ankle. Just never came to the hospital. I guess it's like the surgery happened at night, And according to the original poster, they did talk in the morning. The husband never came to visit. I think for a broken ankle, the surgery was fine. Like, it probably is appropriate for him to just come and pick them up and stuff. Especially if he talked on the phone too. Hey, what are you doing, Belle? Hey, Belle's trying to have some coffee. So I can kind of see that perspective. But the whole thing where it's like, oh, well, when I was 15, I went to the hospital. No one came and saw me, so it's not a big deal. Yeah, it feels like to me that the original poster probably should have just made their feelings more well known and be like, hey, like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of scared. Like, can you come see me tomorrow? I feel like I need support right now. Yeah, like if you just tell them what you are feeling and what you need, and not just expect someone to know like the is it like the routine? What's the word I'm looking for? I feel like it's pretty well knowledge that when someone's in hospital, you should visit them. But not everyone knows that. And I think a lot of the time in relationships, we do this thing where we assume, make assumptions that, like, oh, this person knows this, yada, yada, yada. And so often it's just not the case, you know, because we all have our own experiences. And Bella is like sniffing my tissues. She's probably like, ew. Anyway, yeah, we all have our own experiences, so you can't expect your partner to think the same way that you do. It's awesome when our partners can kind of like read our minds, like when Caleb gets me a McFrap. I love that. But yeah, give your partner the benefit of the doubt and be like, look, they didn't have any malice behind it. Maybe the way it happened wasn't awesome, but if you don't express like your desires and stuff, then you know, how can you expect them to deliver? It's like a thing where if you have grievances and stuff and you don't air them out, you don't even give your partner a chance to even like make things right, you know? Because I know, like, if I'm told, oh, I wish people would do more of this and stuff, I'm listening, I'm hearing, and I'm like, I'm gonna go do that. Like, I'm gonna go clean the fucking, I don't know, the kitchen, because I just heard you say that's what you want. So I'm gonna go do that. And I'm gonna be happy about it because I know I'm making you feel happy. I don't know. It's like a little thing, you know. But I know it's so hard to ask for things that you want, or because you don't want to feel like you're being too needy. You don't want to feel like you're putting too much stress on your partner and stuff. But I think at the end of the day, what's more stressful is when like you can tell something's wrong, but like you're not being told what's wrong. I think that's way more stressful. I'd rather someone just tell me like, "Hey, yo, this is what I want." Like, let's make it easy for our partners. Let's be straightforward about it. You know? Anyway, yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about that. But yeah, I think we've done a pretty good episode. I think I'll call it there for now and get ready to go stream. It's like 11. Oh my god. Oh my god. Alright, well, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Episode 22 of the Catching Up with Kate podcast. It's pretty good. 22? I think technically it's like still 21 because you remember the whole thing where like I started the podcast on episode 2 because I thought starting on episode 1 was too cringe. So I was like, we're starting on episode 2. There's no episode 1, guys. Or is there? It's like the deleted episode of like episode 18, I think. The deleted episode, which will never be recovered because I deleted it. Anyway, drama. Alright. If you want to see more of me, you can check me out on CUwK. I have a lot of streams over there. Patreon for drawing. Maybe one day I'll put the links in the description. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. Alright. Goodbye and have a lovely, lovely week. And I can't wait to catch up with you next week. And so, on that note, I bid you goodbye.